Shalom. Giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. And giving double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone. And salutations to the elect. It's your brother Barack Gabar from the GMS Miami Camp. And basically, we want to get into what was on my spirit is we are in a time of war. Okay, and with all the things that are going on in the world, our job as watchmen and the leaders of Israel, by being seers, okay, letting our people know and keeping them updated on what's going on in the world, the temperature of certain things, and the mindset our people should be in. But if we don't blow the trumpet with the correct sound, okay, what the scriptures say, right? Let me read 1 Corinthians 14:8. For if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle? Okay, so if the trumpet give an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself for the battle? All right, and we are in a first and foremost spiritual battle. All right, but things are going to get, physical, because Revelation 12 tells you that the devil, which is not talking about the spiritual demon Satan, it's talking about his physical counterpart, his sons, the sons of Satan, which are the Edomites. They're going to come down with great wrath because they know they have but a short time, because they were only promised a little season in the book of Revelation chapter 20. Okay, after, they were cast down in what the world will call dark ages. All right, they say we will build. Okay, and then that's when you had the Renaissance. All right, and they came out of that lower state, but they were only promised a little season to rule. This is why Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it. Jacob is the beginning of it. All right, and now we're at that end. Okay, and we are letting the people know we're giving a certain sound, and some of our people, it looks like the majority of our people, they have no idea what time that they're in, right? Because as we look around, we see a lot of our people, their leaders, saying we're going to get out of here in 1,000 years. If you tell somebody 30 years, then that puts you're not giving a certain sound, you're putting people back to sleep. Because if you tell somebody, if you're a leader and you tell your people that they got another 30 years to 1,000 years in a certain captivity, then they're going to relax. Okay, that is a mindset that is dangerous to the people, because human nature, okay, is going to relax. It's going to get complacent. They're going to start to build here in America because you told them that they have another 1,000 years, 30 years, or whatever the case may be. Right now, do we technically know when the Lord is coming back? No, we don't technically know, but we can look at the signs that he left us, the clues that he left us, the prophecy that is happening, and we can try to gauge it to the best of our spiritual ability. All right, but we have to make sure that we are given a certain sound. And what time are we in? We're definitely in a time of war. We're definitely in a time of Jacob's trouble. We're definitely in the time of that. Okay, by the things that we're seeing. We're seeing the technology being built, okay, for Revelation 13 and 16, which when that prophecy comes to pass, then we only have but a very short time. So you got a lot of men that are giving uncertain sounds, and we have And we're still getting the blood off our hands. All right, by telling the people the truth. Okay, this is Joel chapter 2:1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion. All right, the trumpet is our mouth. In the ancient world, we would have a physical trumpet in which for different activities, festivals, we will make a certain sound to let the people know to gather and that, it has begun. But in a time of war, there was a certain sound. Okay, so how are the people in which the person that is blowing that trumpet is a very, very important person? Okay, and in these times right now, the watchmen have the trumpet. Okay, even false prophets have a trumpet. Okay, they on these different platforms and they have a following and people follow them and they believe them and they listen to them. Okay, but it's up to the person that is listening to that sound to listen to the sound and actually physically look to see what's going on. Okay, because you have deceivers. You have people with ulterior motives. So if you're hearing a sound of a festival, but when you look out your window, figuratively speaking, you see gloom and doom, then someone's lying. Okay, and if you hear a sound of war, okay, you look at the times that we're in. We're literally India, Pakistan going at it. Israel and Iran, they can go at it any day. All right, the technology I'm going to keep saying this, the technology for Revelation 13 and 16 is very important because we can't leave America, we can't get out of this captivity until that is brought to pass. And it's happening every day. You see something or every week, something leading to that is in the news, whether it be the crypto pay, all of that is tied to that. All right, us getting closer to a digital system, us getting closer to not using physical cash is a win for us. So you should want to cheer on crypto, cheer it on, get this thing rolling. The closer we get to not using cash is beautiful. All right, the closer to the collapse. They talk, Donald Trump and China, they just cooled off the tariffs today, a 90-day cool off. But yeah, shit can cool off, but shit can get right back hot. So a lot of things are happening, and it's our job to make sure that the people are in the right mind state. Matter of fact, let me get this before I close it out. 2 Ezra 16 and 40. Because just because shit cools off, that does not mean that something else can't happen. All right? We bring out these things all the time. Why do we bring these things out over and over? It's to keep the hopeful elect in the right mindset. Us too. The right mind state. We bring out prophecy over and over and over and over and over. Is to keep our people in the right mindset. Because Jake is a sheep. Sheep get distracted. They can go astray, and it's our job to constantly feed them. Now, sheep eat the same thing every day. They eat grass. They graze on grass. All right. You got if we're being if we're being compared to sheep, right? Then what do these animals eat? They eat grass. They graze on grass every day. So what we're feeding them is sufficient for them, long as it's good, a nutritious meal. Okay, that's why the Lord told Peter 3 times, feed my lambs, feed my sheep. Feed them with what? The scriptures. All right, feed them with food convenient for them. All right, because when the Lord comes back, right? He's going to give everybody a reward, whether it's good or evil, good or bad, you know? So 2 Ezra 16:40, O my people. All right, who's the Lord's people? The Israelites. Hear my word. Hear the word from who? How are his people going to hear his word? Through the scriptures. But our people don't understand the scriptures, so they have to be taught the scriptures. So they have to hear it by a man of the Lord. Okay? and some of them are hearing it from false prophets. So it says, make you ready to thy battle. Jacob's trouble is coming. It's coming. It is coming. Now, people call us fear mongers. People call us losers. We're bums. We want this to happen because we don't got no life. We ain't got nothing going on. Well, I'd rather tell the people the truth. I'd rather tell the people what's coming than to lie to them. That's what we'd rather do. Okay? Because when it happened, you're not going to be caught off guard. Right? The Lord said he coming as a thief. You don't know when a thief is coming. The thief usually comes at night. Right? But the thief really comes when you ain't watching. The thief comes when you're not paying attention. Because the thief is probably watching your home, seeing where you ain't paying attention. See, when you go to the store, okay, every day you go to the store at 12. All right, I'm going to get him then. The thief gets you when you relax, when you're comfortable, when you think that nothing can happen to you. That's when a thief comes. Just like the days of Noah. So if the Lord is likening himself to a thief, then you should be on edge because you don't know when he's coming back. The Lord said, behold, I come as a thief. Okay, blessed is he that watcheth. You got to watch. You got to watch. So when the thief come, you be ready. He's giving an analogy, okay, of him being a thief. He's giving a figuratively, he's a thief. So you're supposed to be watching. Okay, if the good man in the house knew the thief was coming, right? So you're supposed to be aware, especially if you're an Israelite man. You're supposed to be aware of your surroundings. You're supposed to be aware of the temperature of the world, of what's going on. You shouldn't be around people and you don't know what the fuck is going on. Yes, you might not read every fucking article, but you should know, yeah, boy, Iran just struck Israel. You know, yeah, boy, the Neuralink, you should know this. Right? You're Israel, in a lot of these camps, they don't know this shit. But it is what it is, right? The Lord gave them up to a strong delusion. He gave them up to a reprobate mind. So it is what it is, whatever. All right? Okay, it says, make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth. Okay, so what time is that? That's the time of Jacob's trouble. Okay, in Jacob's trouble, it may very well come by surprise. It may not be no build up. It might be one day, that's it. But if you have been on your watch, then you're gonna be like, okay, this is Jacob, this is it. We all gonna know, oh shit, this Jacob's trouble. All right. So with that, Lord willing, was edifying.